so this one is going to get picked up first. This one we did retainers and keepers and fluids. Super nice car, 42,000 miles. We did find a couple of cracked retainers, so it's going to be peace of mind knowing that they're done. Red and black interior, same year as this. This had red and black interior. We're going to be editing part 2 and putting it up soon. We did a new soft top, new clutch, a lot of new paint, color correction, changed the interior from red to black, silver sill belts, silver stitched steering wheel, silver shift boot, AP2 center console. These are still going to get replaced. We've had a debacle with 2 different companies trying to get the inserts replaced with black and silver, so that's going to be coming next. So this car came all the way from Virginia, same place as Esther was made. So this car is getting 2 days worth of work. I'll show you it here in a minute, but I've got to clear out the shop because we have a shop full of S2000s right now. It's not too hot yet. It's only 8:10 and it's 86 degrees. Today should go up to probably a 95, 96. The tips that are on it are the NVIDIA, and they do look a little big and they stick out quite a ways. I don't really like the way they look. I like to tuck the tips in a little bit, so we're going to cut those off and change them to our /cut tips. These tips I've shown you before, you can cut them down. Soft top actually isn't in bad shape, but of course a brand new top really makes a difference, especially on a car so clean. So interesting to see. I put a post up on Instagram the other day. We just replaced a set on a car that had a whole bunch of cracks, and it's so funny to see so many opinions on these. Yes, you need them, yo, you don't. You want to do the intake, you don't do the exhaust. And as I've tried to tell so many people, we see cracks on the intake and the exhaust, and the amount of work to get to the retainers and keepers, once you get down to one set, you may as well do the other. It's not that much more money in parts, and the part numbers are the same, so why would the intakes be bad and the exhaust not? I mean, the springs are almost the same weight, the cam has the same lift. This is what you have to remove to get down to the retainers and keepers. So to do one side and not this side when it's all so accessible and the parts are not that expensive, it wouldn't make sense. Just do both sides. It's peace of mind. We've never seen an AP2 retainer have an issue, even 500-600 horsepower. Red seat belts, we already had these done. They've already sent out, so these are ready to go. We'll just change his out and send his out as a core. And they all looked good, except I saw this one right here, and it just has, I can't get the camera to focus, but it almost just looks like a scratch. It's a tiny crack. And then one on this, these both on the exhaust. It's kind of hard to see that. You can feel it with your finger, but that was the only problem. Again, 42,000 miles, so it's kind of peace of mind. I mean, the rest of them all look good. One way to check these, and this is something I've done over the years, and you do it by feel. If you put it on a glass countertop, you can kind of rock it. You can just feel it doesn't sit perfectly flat. See, again, you can't hear it, but when you do this, if you think of having a penny with a bend, it kind of feels like a rocking chair. You can feel it on these just slightly. And it's just because the retainer kind of bows from the side. Interior's back together, red seat belts are in. This is one of those things, you've heard me talk about this. I like this. I just think it makes the car a little bit more special. Red seat belts, red shift boot. It really could use a red steering wheel, a red stitch steering wheel, should I say. We don't have an option right now where we can do a core exchange. We have one wheel as a core, but our steering wheel guy does a really good job, but there's no discounts for us. I don't blame him. He doesn't do so many for us. I mean, I've done probably 10 with him, but he didn't really offer us a discount. So I can't really justify as a business carrying a wheel and selling it and dealing with the whole process for no money at all, because it is a bit of a pain. And he's one of the best around. I've found steering wheel companies that we can make 20% on, but their quality isn't that good, and I don't want to get involved in that. Cams are back in. Basically just got to set the valve adjustment, make sure it's good, put the new valve cover on, check everything. This car is done. This guy should be super happy. Looks really cool, nice car. He drove a long way for this car. Like my dad always says, how many shops did he pass to get to you? Which is a reminder why you should always be on your game. Always treat the car like it's your own. Give the customer your 100%, do your very best. Don't relax. Don't say this is just a job, this is just a car. End of the bubble wrap. I'm gonna have to go get some more. This is one of those little things for the store. You don't realize how expensive it is. We've tried a few different places to get our bubble wrap. Obviously Uline, we would get these ginormous rolls, but the shipping would be $90 for a roll. 20 plus 50 plus 20 plus 250 plus 30 plus 38 plus 100 plus 250.
20 plus 50 plus 20 plus 250 plus 30 plus 38 plus 100 plus 250 is 758.
This is action mode. It uses the full sensor with more overscan and advanced
iPhone 14.
correction.
You know, your screen is better than you can actually see, so how do you know if it's actually better than the last one? Yeah. So, I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to limp along with my 12 a little bit longer.
Probably.
You going to stick with you?
I'm thinking about getting the 13 for the camera.
The 13 camera is supposed to be better. I talked to Billy. I'm like walking around the tripod. Billy got the 13 and he said it's a better camera than the 12.
This is especially
and
true.
I think my camera's pretty darn good.
Enabling super fast downloads. Better.
We'll see. Let me know what you think. If you've got the 14, is it worth getting it over the 12? So try not to make this too much about Apple, because Apple is not sponsoring this at all. In fact, I think I've spent more money with Apple than I ever thought I would ever do, because I used to be like, Apple phone, I'm probably going to get the 14. And George was watching it too. He's going to get the 14. Well, the Apple computer, the one that's over there, the iMac, the one that I ordered accidentally in purple, because while I was clicking on blue, my dad Skyped me and I was trying to put the order in before I forgot. Yeah, I clicked on purple, which was not a problem because Esther goes, I love the purple. So her computer over here, which is a Dell that's about 2.5 years old, after you bounce back between computers, it's just a game changer. It's to a point, she tried to replicate the Apple computer by getting different keyboards. This is the closest keyboard she could get. And the Apple keyboard is just so much better. I mean, I try not to get on the bandwagon and go, oh my God, it's great. But it really is. And the computer just works 10 times faster. So we're changing these exhaust tips to our tip. This looks a little bit more modern. And of course, it wants it shortening, so we're gonna cut these tips off. This, as you see, I've already cut the outer portion of this. We're gonna cut this down to length here, and that can be welded directly to the exhaust. We can get the distance correct. That is terrific. You know, this guy wants his old exhaust tip making into a cup.
Yeah.
You remember that? We gotta come up with that solution. He really does. He wants his exhaust tip, make it into a cup. So we're gonna weld a cap on the bottom. I don't think we're gonna weld a handle on it, but I don't know if I want to drink out of that. Thank you, George, really. Yeah. Again, thank you to the viewers that send us these coffee cards, because without it, it wouldn't be possible. Because we're too cheap to buy coffee this expensive. Don't tell Jeff that. Yeah. Jeff says this is very reasonably priced coffee. Any guess why Jeff says that? Each roll right here, what do you think that cost?
Hardly looks like a roll. Looks like you went and found someone's scrap bubble wrap somewhere.
It does. I mean, it's that diameter.
I mean, I wouldn't think that'd be any more than like maybe $8 at best.
Oh, you just saw the label, $7.99. You know, I always ask you guys, do you have an alternative to bubble wrap? Either buying it from these guys, which are expensive and then the shipping is expensive, or going to the UPS store and buying it like this, or recycling it. When we get boxes, we use the same stuff like everybody else. But let me know what you think we should do. because I do like to pack our boxes nicely. The beautiful master cylinder the beautiful master rebuild kit. Look at this in the flesh, in case you haven't seen one of these in person, because these are kind of rare. Look how beautiful that foam is when it's new compared to the mush that it turns into. So I put this in the video that we have them in stock, and I think we're pretty much sold out in one day. So I'm going to put Esther back on the case. She's going to try and get more of these. This makes a huge difference. Not only tightens up your shifter, this isn't pushed one way constantly. This helps control the noise in the car, which is noisy as can be. It's one of those super easy installs. We've done a bunch of videos on it, but go ahead, get it while you can. That makes a change. That's what we call Florida rain. Look at the size of those raindrops. That's how much we have left over. Just went to Sam's, and this is Sam's is like 15 bucks a roll in it.
13 or 15.
This is a much better option, but still looking for a cheaper option. 240 square feet for 15 bucks. All the stuff from the UPS store, which is like 5 square feet for 8 bucks. So this is definitely a better value until we come up with something else. What was I doing? What are you doing?
That one there. Pulley bearing and oil filter tool.
Got it. Yes, I'm now seeing them all over Instagram. I think there's several companies doing them. This is by our friend Riz in India. He's an S2000 enthusiast, so I'd always like to promote someone that is an S2000 fan or a car fan over just some corporate business. I'm not saying the other guys are. This is something that I love. It's wall art. I think it looks great up there. It would look good in your garage, good in your house, and it's super effective. He offers them in different colors, and he offers a bunch of different cars. Get a hold of him and use the code LHT. That way he can see that we're sending him work and promoting his business. Talking of wall art, I was going to do more on this. This is a canvas that's in a frame. I did it of the Porsche last time I went to the track. This is something I think is super effective, and I've had a few people tell me about it and said, hey, I'm going to do it. Do you mind if I copy it? When your helmet expires, what do you do with it apart from sit it in a closet and it gets in the way? Well, what we did is cut it in half, made a little bracket so it hangs on a nail back there. Super effective wall art. Really good thing to do with your old helmet rather than throw it away. And guess what? Cut it in half. You give one to a friend. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. I'm going to play out the rest of the video with a little flight I took this morning. I took my RC plane out. It has the DJI HD transmission system on it. I've been flying FPV for 15 years. This is just an old plane, but with a really good FPV system out. So if you're interested in that, I'll let it play out. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.